So Alex, what are the risk factors for getting dry eyes? Who is more likely to get dry eyes?
As we get older, we're more likely to get dry eyes. The tear film changes with time, our blink rate decreases with time. We're more likely to be on medications such as antihypertensive treatments that control blood pressure, maybe antidepressants, antihistamine tablets, hormonal tablets, so oral contraceptive pills, and later on in adult life for women when they go through the menopause and they decrease the progesterone, estrogens and androgens, that all makes it more likely to develop dry eyes. People who wear contact lenses are more likely to have dry eyes because the contact lens floats semi-submerged within the tear film and alters the dynamics of the tear film, so the lipid layer is functioning more inadequately, the tear production is less, and the mucus as well is all disorganized, so that all creates an uncomfortable dry eyes or a disordered tear film, and that makes people able to wear their contact lenses for shorter and shorter periods of time because they just get stingy, burny, irritable, uncomfortable eyes, and when they take the contact lenses out and go back into glasses, it can be much more comfortable. Other people who on other tablets, so chemotherapy, people who have been through chemotherapy are much more likely to have dry eyes and a disordered tear film. And people who have had other kinds of eye surgery, laser eye surgery, more likely to give you dry eyes in the short term. And other people who live in an environment and lifestyle whereby the tears are more likely to evaporate. So people working for long periods of time in office buildings will find that while they're working Monday to Friday in the office, if anybody's in the office these days, they're more likely to get dry eyes, and at weekends they find they don't need the drops at all. If you wanted to boost your tear film and do what you can to improve it, it's very logical and quite straightforward. You want to stay very well hydrated, so you want to drink adequate amounts of water during the day. You don't want to drink too much alcohol. Alcohol has loads of deleterious effects across your body generally, but it will also make you more dehydrated. Especially after a particularly heavy night, you'll wake up in the morning with very, very dry eyes. For vitamins, the omegas are good, so fish oils, if you don't eat fish, you can get it in nuts, walnuts, pecans, and also green leafy vegetables. And as I would say all the time, what's good for the heart is good for the brain, is good for the eye. So you want to be exercising regularly, you don't want to be overweight. This is where I start to preach what I don't actually practice. By being overweight, you increase the risk of having high blood pressure and having diabetes, all of which are bad for the eyes and bad for the tear film. So a healthy diet, well-being, good sleep, not too much alcohol, and smoking as well can upset the tear film, so try to avoid that too. People talk a lot about heat treatment in helping the tear film, and that's been going for generations. So warm compresses from just putting your eyes underneath the shower and closing your eyes and letting the shower water in the morning warm up the eyelids, all that helps because the meibomian glands secrete a secretion which is oily, like the consistency of olive oil. And sometimes in people as we get older, it can become more thickened, more like butter or more like toothpaste, and then it needs help. So by the warmth, it's like melting butter in a frying pan. It's not that warm, but it's just going to melt down the secretions to make them runnier. So some people will get a flannel, dip it in a basin of hot tap water and press it on the eyes and rub. So the heat helps to melt down the secretions to make them runnier, and the pressure helps to squeeze them out, almost like squeezing a spot to get those glands. And we've got about 20 or 30 in the top lid, 20 or 30 in the bottom lid, and the pressure helps to ooze the lovely nurturing oil out onto the tear film to help the tears. So a lot of people find that helps. An extension of that in more modern times is pulsed heat treatment, and there are some clinics now that you can go to where they can put a heat probe across the eye to warm up and compress the lids to squeeze out the meibomian glands to help to improve the tear film. These need various treatments, so it's probably easier to do it at home in a way, although the clinics are there for you if you want them. And also you can buy online or in shops warm compresses or warm pads that you can put on your eye. You either heat them up in the microwave, and they've got little beams inside that will retain their heat for 20-30 minutes. And all these heat treatments help.